Hello, I'm Rahul and today I'm going to talk about one of the personality trait that keeps a lot of people in a perpetual state of suffering, and it's called people pleasing. I think that at some level we all want to be liked and appreciated by others, but in some people this tendency can go to a very abnormal level where seeking approval and attention from others becomes their whole center of existence, their whole center of life. And in this whole course, they don't even realize the amount of pressure that they are putting on themselves. Every person who has this tendency is suffering deep down, because one of the most common trait in these people pleasers is that they cannot say no to other people. If someone asks them that they need some money, even if they have their own needs, their own financial commitments, they will just lend the money. Why? Because the need to be liked by the other person is much greater in these people than even their own financial needs and every kind of need. So all the people pleasers have this tendency to deny themselves of their own needs and feelings because they are constantly making an effort to be in the good books of anyone and everyone. And when you deny yourself of all the needs that you have got in order to be liked by others, by putting up a facade of a nice person, a good person, it results in an enormous amount of rage within that can explode like a volcano anytime. Why? Because deep within you are suffering, but on the outside you just have this tendency to meet people's expectation. So most of the people pleasers are just suffering silently. It is a disease that will sooner or later reflect in some sort of a physiological or psychological issue. There are so many studies today that point towards this thing, that if you are just putting up a facade in front of the society and deep within you are something else, sooner or later you will have all kinds of diseases. Sooner or later you will have psychological issues, the anxieties, the depressions, or the pains and aches in the body. So never ever live like this. If you have this personality trait, then first of all realize that this is not your fault, because the thing is that you somehow did not deliberately choose to become like this. The outward circumstances, the people in your life have resulted in this sort of a behavior. Human psychology is really complex. You are acting in this way because maybe your parents or maybe your teachers or maybe your friends did not love or value you as the way you are. When you did something nice to them, when you did something good to them, they valued you, they loved you back. So this has somehow resulted in an ingrained pattern in your psychology that if I want love, if I want to be with other people, then somehow I have to be good to them all the time. I have to be nice to them all the time, even if I have to deny myself of my own needs. So this is something that you really need to realize, that you have to love yourself. You do not have to put this amount of tremendous pressure on yourself, because your life is really important and valuable. Maybe something bad happened to you in the past and we cannot pinpoint to the exact cause, because human psychology is a storehouse of so many experiences, so many traumas, so many influences from the outward society that we cannot get to the very root of the problem. But this much I want to say to you is that if you acknowledge it, if you realize it, that yes, I have been a people pleaser in my life, then there is a possibility of changing this very personality trait. So the first thing to realize is that yes, I am a people pleaser and I'm not going to live like this, because my own needs are really important. I'm sick and tired of being nice to everyone all the time. I'm sick and tired of functioning like a robot that is out there to do everything that anyone and everyone wants. You're not here to fulfill anyone's need. So this is the beginning step. You have to realize this thing and say it out loud to yourself so that it reaches your heart, And the second thing is to simply give up this behavior. Right now, if somebody makes a request to you, no matter how inappropriate the request is, you just fulfill it. You are just waiting there, simply available to that person. So the thing is that this behavior has become a conditioned response for you, and breaking it right away will be a little difficult for you, because your whole behavior is dependent on the opinion of other people. If you're going to outrightly reject everyone's requests, you will feel more pressure within yourself. So if somebody asks you for some sort of a help, Don't just deny it right away. Give it some time. For example, if someone says that I need some money or I need your car, just say to that person, I already have some prior commitment. Let me see. If I can, I will certainly help. I would love to help. But after some time, just go ahead and say to that person, sorry, I could not fulfill your need because my prior commitments are much more important. So initially you might find that this thing is a little difficult for you as well as others, because they had this image of yours where you were always available, but now you are denying them of their inappropriate requests. So they will feel bad about it, and they would want you to feel bad about it. They will say that you have changed, what has happened to them. But stick to it. No matter how much they try to change you to your old ways, just stick to it. And you will find that in some time, they will start respecting you. They will start loving you. And this time, this respect and love will be genuine. Why? Remember this thing, that nobody loves a person who does not loves himself. Nobody respects a person who does not respects himself or herself. So when you will start loving yourself, when you will start taking care of yourself, people will get it. Not at an intellectual level, but we have this intelligence in our body, in our mind, in our consciousness. We somehow get it that this person respects himself or herself. I cannot take this person for granted. So this is bound to happen. Just give it some time and stick to it. And lastly, I want to say to you that I don't mean that you have to say no all the time to everyone. Because a person who says no all the time is a choiceless person. He cannot choose whether to say yes or no. He just goes on repeating like a parrot, no, no, no. Same goes for a person who just says yes all the time. So I'm not asking you to make a shift from saying yes all the time to say no all the time. I'm simply asking you to become free. A person who can say yes as well as no is a free person. Look at a situation. If a yes is needed, choose yes. If a no is needed, choose no. A person who can say both yes and no is an independent person, is a free person, is a person who has a choice. So eventually you have to become a person who can say both yes as well as no. So I hope that you had an insight into what this behavior of people pleasing is. And I think that I have given you the simplest recipe that is needed to overcome this problem. So don't look for any other information. First thing is to realize that I am a people pleaser, and whatever I have said, just digest this thing and you won't be a people pleaser anymore. You will be a free person. And I wish you all the best for that.